got this book from Amazon. It's not very graphically appealing. It's basically like a notebook on all the different senses, on how you can like improve them. But it's very, very basic. The design is very minimal, and it's almost like a child's colouring book. Although the front is kind of nice, the inside is just like a notebook, and it doesn't really tell you like the reasons behind why these things are good. Like, it just says like colour with crayons or coloured pencils, full stop. Like, why? Like, it doesn't really make me want to. Like, there's not much going on. Just like a sentence in the top. It's the same format on every single page. I guess it gives it like fluidity, but it's also very basic. I thought this was quite good. Listen to the ocean or nature sounds. If there's no access where you live, where you are, use a free app. But then there's like no suggestions or anything. It's sort of like go and do it yourself, which is what my book will be, but there will be more to it. There are some colouring pages. Again, it's kind of childish. Like, this is very poorly designed. But I got it because it's one of the very few self-soothing books out there, which is why I wanted to do what I'm doing. This is kind of good. It's like a self-soothing, like the concept of like a self-soothing box, but like written on paper, like your personal things that you return to in each sense that makes you feel happy. Here you go, 5 things I can look at to calm myself, 5 things I can listen to. Smell, taste, touch, do. But it's just very like this. It's just not very well designed. But yeah, it's one of the very few books that I found. Guided journal. It says guided, but there's not much guidance going on. I get it's a journal, but techniques, it doesn't really explain much. Another one. Again, quite minimal. Interesting use of type and image. This is cool. Little flappy bits I could include in my book. Quite cool. The way the images flow over the page. Again, that's from the other page. I like this. The way the images are arranged. Quite a lot of ads in here. But yeah, quite trippy, vintage. It's quite cool. It reminds me of your hands, your mouth, like the way I've laid out the contents on each section. But yeah, nonetheless a good thing to add to my archive. I bought this vintage ray gun on eBay for inspiration for my book. But like, I really like the minimal way the images are used, but then on other pages it's like sporadic and like free flowing like that, and like this is very VR gaming. This is very like futuristic, but written in the past. But yeah, very very vintage, very David Carson, because it is David Carson. Yeah, done in Photoshop. But it's sort of, it is fringing on the psychedelic side, so although I love his work, I don't think it'd be suitable. But love it. And I am using the size of this magazine. I've measured. That will be the size of my book. It's like mid-size. Lastly, we've got Brody. I tabbed a few pages that I found relevant. Well, at the time, I thought this was quite an interesting concept for the psychedelic. This is quite trippy. I really like this because it literally explicitly mentions sense. So I thought I could do something with the layout of this, like the way he intertwines words within words and upside down. Touch, sense. You know, it's quite interesting. See, life. Yeah. It's like a Wordle. And then you just got, I really like this. I took inspiration from this from one of my spreads, black and white, and the overlapping the words. This is quite cool. Stand out. This is a bit discombobulated for what I'm doing. I love these colours, but again, it refers to the psychedelic to me. And this, I like this. Could be an interesting layout. It's cool. It's quite nice. Bit of texture on there. Red and black, lovely. But yeah, he was a good one to look at for type and image layout. So yeah.